Hey guys, hope you guys didn't get caught being too bearish today. This is kind of what I expected yesterday, honestly. I expected us to see this dead cat bounce with the target up here of this like 374. However, obviously that did not happen yesterday, but it did happen today. So we have snapped the red streak. Now the question will be, what happens next? You see here we had this was a green day, but we had a huge sell-off, and then we had a big bounce, like kind of like this, but it was actually a real one because of the way the candle started here, and then we chopped and then we dropped. So there's a lot of places we could be right now. You know, we could be seeing a V bottom like we saw here that leads to a 3 to 4 day dead cat bounce that then drops. So that's the next leg down. We could be seeing that we just did a V bottom for a 1 day, and then we're going to double top and we're going to see an even bigger sell-off. Or we could be back here in June where we see a V bottom like that and then we drop even lower. I'm not really sure, honestly. Looking at the overall tech sector, I think there's more to go downside wise. I think tech is finally going to see its sell off. However, we saw today that the non-tech sectors led the day. Tech started out extremely weak and really stayed weak if you look at Apple, but it was led by the non-tech sectors. So it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. So let's take a look. So we are still in this blue bear falling wedge right here. We are forming a V bottom like support, like I mentioned, using this blue support and then this black one right here. So key resistance that I'm watching is still 370.6. So I mentioned that I'm not going to be bullish until we break through this level. I thought actually end of day that we were going to see that happen. However, that did not happen. So we did hit 372.3, which leaves us about 90 cents short of the gap fill. Check that, about $1.10 short of this gap fill right here. But we saw the big sell-off right in the last candle that put us right under 370.6, closing at 370.53. So this is effectively, technically a double top right here. So we could be just putting in some consolidation, and we might actually stay below this 370 level. We could be seeing, like I was mentioning before, kind of like we saw back here, we could be seeing some consolidation, and that could be actually happening here in this red channel. I'm going to be watching closely tomorrow 370.6. There's potential we could double top here and then see a sell-off. However, if we break through 370.6 again and we start looking up here at 374.1, which gives us a gap fill, and especially if we break through 375.5, I would be more apt to think we're going to see 390 before we see 360 again. However, if tomorrow we break through 364.2 and especially if we close back below 368.2 also, and we break this support line right here, then we could be seeing this falling wedge play out. I honestly don't have a good guide of where we're going to go from now. Looking at futures, so you can see futures broke out of its blue bear wedge, so we could suspect that SPY will do that tomorrow. It is holding nice support line right here. You can see though that 37.34 is putting in a very big resistance. That is major resistance right here. This would be similar to 370.6 on SPY. And overnight, actually, interestingly enough, futures had a huge sell-off, negative 1.5% at one point throughout the night. However, obviously, it also had a massive 2% green day. So pretty crazy for futures how much movement it had. Key resistance is 37.35, failed to close below or above the 8 EMA again. And then next would be 37.70, followed by 38.05. Key support I'm watching is 37.10. And going to be followed by 36.70, and then right down here at 36.35. Apple's interesting. So I was saying that until tech breaks down, I don't think the next leg is coming. However, we saw tech break down today, and we still had a leg up. So at one point, Apple was down nearly 4.5%, and SPY was up 1%. That almost never happens. It's quite the anomaly. So Apple is still in its bear channel and falling wedge. We took out today the 149.3 support, and we bounced all the way down here at 144.8. However, once it bounced here, it just ripped. So we did close back over 149.3 support. However, we did hard reject right here at 150.8 resistance, closing a full candle below the 8 EMA now. So for me, I'm going to be watching for 150.7 to be resistance, support right here at 149.3 still, and then I'm going to be looking to see if we can close the candle down here at 147.6. This is the 5th doji in a day, or in a row now, on Apple. So overall, I'm more bearish on tech than I am on SPY. Looking at Tesla, so Tesla's interesting. We had a nice support bounce down here at 270.2, and you can see we just kind of rallied since then. We rejected yesterday the daily 8 EMA breakout, and then we put in this 283.8 resistance. This was a big resistance today for Tesla, and really Tesla, and I will say Apple also, right around like 2 o'clock, they looked ready to sell off. I mean, they were looking weak. They were breaking down through supports and whatnot. However, we saw that, I guess, a big volume push came in and everything just took off together. Tesla failed to break through this 288.2 resistance, which is also a daily 8 EMA, and this is a big weekly resistance. So failure to break through that tells a lot, and we're actually seeing a dragonfly doji up here, which is the opposite of the gravestone we saw right here. So in theory, we should see a rejection down. We do have a potential V-bottom forming here, so if we can take out 281.5 tomorrow, that would negate the V-bottom. However, if that remains as support, then we might actually see 312 before we see 270 again. We do have a falling wedge, but unless we open below 283.8, which would be like it's almost a $4, almost a 1.7% drop really, it's unlikely that we don't take out that resistance. So, but that is not a super strong resistance as this is support right here. So key levels there is at 283.8, and then next down here is 270.2. The VIX, big day in the VIX. It made a new high, highest high since June 13th. What you can see, once on June 13th we hit this, we did have 2 days of drop before we finally put the actual bottom in. So it's kind of interesting to really see where we're at. I mean, there's not really a lot of similarities to the past. Maybe the February would be the closest, which then you can see we still had some more upward push. So it'll be interesting to see what the VIX does tomorrow. We rejected the breakout over 34.8 and to close up there. And then we did a lot of fighting here at 32 and 31, but ultimately we held 30. So I'll be looking to see what that does tomorrow. Looking at crypto, crypto's interesting. So the last time crypto closed over the daily 8 EMA was the dead cat bounce, which it was a weekend, but that was the dead cat bounce before CPI. So you can see we went up here and then CPI dropped us, and we've been under the 8 EMA since then. We have held this 18.8 support very well, and we have rejected this 20.2 resistance very well. So looks like crypto will close over its daily 8 EMA, so I'll be watching tomorrow. Another closure up here or just holding that 8 EMA as support would give me a bullish bias for the markets. So really for me, I want to see what happens on Friday before I make a decision if I want to go long on anything. But I like to see the VIX below 28.3 right here, or sorry, right here, 28.3, and SPY close over the 200 EMA in the weekly before I would consider going long in calls. Alright, hope you guys had a good day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning into this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button to stay updated. I am providing my Discord link right here. That's a lifetime link. If it doesn't work, go ahead and send me a message and I will get you a new link. I do have a pre-market update I do every day where I update with supports and resistances and different scenarios that might play out through the day. I also do a live commentary throughout the day with updates and changes, and I do push out buy and sell alerts on SPY and other tickers that I'm trading at the time. Currently, membership is $20 per month or $228 per year. You can follow me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok under SPY Optionaire, or Reddit under Daddy Dirch.